Ooh, where am I going with these McDonald's little fry cups? To Lakeshore Learning Store? Ooh, I wonder what I'm gonna make. Ooh, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go make something. Let's make a crochet chicken nuggy. This is an easy beginner project. Okay, to work on this project, we need to open these little French fry cups, just like this one here. Now let's see. You gotta be very gentle with this and peel it apart. Try not to ruin the parts that will be seen. You need to have your glasses on though. There you go. Okay, it's not as easy as it looks. Okay, there we go. Now we have extra little pieces of paper stuck to there. We don't want those, so just kind of peel those off and throw those away. And we're just gonna continue. Oh, I'm not strong enough. Okay, look. We're putting it in the laminating machine. I love this thing. I love to laminate stuff. Okay, 2 of them aren't going. I have to give them a little help there. Now we're gonna see them come out here through the other side. This is actually slower than it looks because I sped this up just a little bit, believe it or not. Okay, now we gotta cut it. Here's my little laminated things. And who doesn't do a little dance every time you laminate? I do. Ooh, nice. Okay, we bought it. Let's go home. Let's go make something. Let's go make some chicken nuggets. Here we go. This is what I got from Lakeshore Learning. And now we're gonna start the cutting process. Don't throw this out. You can save it for later. You can always use it for something else. Okay, now we're gonna cut these out. Okay, cut them pretty close, but don't cut them too close or else it'll start to peel off. So, I don't really like doing all this cutting part, but it has to be done. Okay. Okay, now we want to reassemble these things, right? Okay, good. That looks good. Let's get all our things that we need. Gonna need our glue, our hot glue, gun, little things to clip them with, although I am not going to use these. Ooh, and need coffee. I'm going to use clothespins that I bought. I have tons of them from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to use that after a while. You'll see. I won't use these small ones. Okay, you're going to see me kind of fight with this glue because it gets kind of dried up in the nozzle. And I have to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze to see if it can come out. Sometimes, if I can't get that to work, I slice the bottom off. I cut the bottom off and just squeeze it out of there and I cover it up with tape. Usually works pretty good. But I am going to get it coming out of here. And it has to be placed on top of something because it's going to be oozing out. So here we go. I found a better way than that first one on how to fold it. I'm just going to fold it flat. Just like that. Okay, here's the clothespins I was telling you about that I'm going to use because they worked better than the small ones. They had better reach. Okay, I need a little skewer there because that's how I'm going to apply my glue. Little tiny bits of glue. Okay, so just like that. So we're going to put glue on the bottom part using this little stick. It keeps oozing out, so I just use a little stick. And so on this bottom part, I'm going to use the E6000. And this is what's really going to hold it together. But the glue is going to be my temporary little holding agent. And then I'm going to press it down. Make sure you don't have any glue that's going to ooze out and glue itself to the, glue the little fry cup shut. So we're going to do that to each one. I'm going to do the next one. So when I put the glue, I don't put too much that it'll ooze out. I just do little dabs here and there. You don't want it to ooze out and glue it to itself. And there's the hot glue. Okay, this is what we're going to do. I have 4 of these little cups that I'm making. So we're going to do this to each one. Okay, this is the last one. I wish I could really work this fast in real life. I need a speed button, people. Okay, let's start cleaning up this so we can work on here. Because the next thing we're going to do is measure the cups because we are going to crochet a little nuggy. I want to see how big it is at the bottom. I think it shouldn't be bigger than 2 inches wide, I think. I thought maybe a little bit bigger. It might be a little bit bigger because it fits in there pretty snug. Okay, this is Hobby Lobby yarn. The big crafters. I love this yarn, I believe. It's a gold color. So now I'm trying to decide what hook to use. I'm going to end up using the 4.5 millimeter hook. Has to be chewed up by a dog or else it doesn't work. Okay, this is a chicken nuggy pattern, and that's what I'm going to be writing. I'm making this pattern as I'm showing you here. Chain 3. That acts as a magic ring. You're going to work 6 single crochet into that first chain, working over the loop, because that loop is what you're going to pull to close the circle. So 6 single crochets. Okay, pull the tail, and now we're going to slip stitch round 1 closed. Now I always tie the working yarn to the tail just for security, still leaving the hook in there with the loop on it. So now we're going to chain 1. I always chain 1. This time it looked like I chained 2, but I usually chain 1, and then we're going to do an increase in each stitch. So that'll give us 12 stitches at the end of this round. Use a stitch marker. I usually don't, but I'm doing it this time. Don't ask me why. But it did help me out a lot. I didn't have to think too much about if I was in the right stitch or not, so it helped me stay. Okay, now I have the 12 stitches that I'm counting there, and now I'm going to slip stitch into that first stitch where the marker's at, and just a slip stitch, a nice little tight slip stitch. Take the marker out, chain 1, and now for round 3, we're just going to single crochet. Don't forget to put your marker back in. If I can pick it up. There we go. Okay, single crochet. So that should be on round 3. We should end up with 12 stitches at the end. Okay, we're at the end now. And I'm doing my little count. And it's correct. So now I get to join the round together with the slip stitch. And then take out your marker. Chain 1. Now on this round, round 4, we're going to do 1 single crochet and 1 increase. And we're going to repeat that. 1 single crochet and then an increase. And that should give us 18 stitches at the end of the round. Okay, now we can slip stitch it closed. Always keep that slip stitch tight. You don't want a gap. Now row 5 through 7, we're going to do a single crochet for each of those rows. So just single crochet all the way around for 5, 6, and 7. Okay, we're coming to the end of round 7, and we should still have 18 stitches. Let's slip stitch closed round 7. Okay, let's take our marker out. Okay, row 8. On row 8, we're going to do 6 single crochets and then 4 increases and then 8 single crochets. And at the end of round 8, we should have 22 stitches. Okay, now I'm using a piece of contrasting yarn as my marker, stitch marker, because I'm using the other one as where I'm going to start my increases. So when I get to this marker, I can take it out and I start my 4 increases. And that's just putting 2 stitches in each stitch, 2 single crochets in each stitch. Okay, now we're coming to the end of round 8, and we're going to slip stitch it closed and begin round 9. Rounds 9 through 11 is just single crochet all the way around. Okay, I'm counting my rows just to make sure I'm where I need to be. Now where this is the end of round 11, and then we're going to slip stitch that closed. Chain 1. Okay, I'm going to be putting my marker in the 8th stitch. I'm going to do 8 single crochets and then in the 9th stitch. Is that right? Yeah, 8 single crochets and then 3 decreases and then another 8 single crochets. Let's go. Okay, we reached the stitch marker and we're going to put 3 decreases. Okay, we're only going to work on the front loops only of the stitches. We're going to grab one loop, yarn over, pull through, go through the next loop, yarn over, pull through, and then you're going to close the stitch. So that's one decrease. And we're going to do that 2 more times. Okay, I almost made a single crochet. Don't forget to grab that next loop and then pull it through all of them. Now I can make that stitch. One more time. Through the front loop, grab your yarn, pull through. Next loop, grab your yarn, pull through, and now complete your stitch. There you go. And now we're going to move on to the 8 single crochets and finish off the round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and slip stitch it closed and chain 1. For round 13 through 14, we're going to single crochet for those 2 rows. I'm still using that little yarn as my marker. Okay, we're coming to the end of row 14, and you know what to do. We'll finish it off, and then we're going to slip stitch it closed and chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1. Okay, we're going to add eyes to this little nuggy. Okay, for the eyes, we're going to put them on the center. You determine what's your front, and I keep the seam on the side. And you decide what size eyes you want. I don't know what size these are, but you get the size eyes that you want. Okay, so for the eyes, we're going to put them in the center, front. There's that seam I like to keep on the side. And we're going to put them between rows 7 and 8, starting at the top. Count down. There we go. And then about 2-3 inches stitches apart. I'll just punch it through there with it closed. And then you decide how far you want them apart. Actually, you can just change wherever you want to put them. Okay, that looks good to me. I like him. He's cute. I don't know what I'm trying to decide. I'm counting my rows again. Okay, now we're going to flip this guy inside out. Now we're going to flip this little guy. The little eyes on the other side. I still have glue on my fingers. Pop on our little stoppers till we hear a little click. The back of these eyes are kind of pointy. So I think I'm going to take care of that in a minute. And I'll show you how. See how pointy they are? I'm going to get my scissors and I'm just going to cut those points off. It'll be in the stuffing, but I don't want it to poke out anywhere or for anybody to feel that. Okay, there we go. His little eyes are on. Okay, we're going to start round 15, which is going to be 8 single crochet, 3 decreases, and then 5 single crochet. And at the end of round 15, you should have 16 stitches. Okay, now we're going to start the decreases. That's one decrease, two decreases, and three decreases. And now we need 5 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we slip stitch it closed. And now we get to stuff. I tried not to stuff it too thick because it's a chicken nugget and you want it to be a little flat. Although mine did get a little round because of the way I'm going to show you how to close it. It's still good, but the next ones I make, I think I'm going to just sew them shut so it makes like a flat bottom instead of a round bottom. But just stuff it till your heart is content. Okay, I think my heart is content. Oh, well, no, it wasn't, apparently. Now I might be content. There you go. You stay in there. Okay. He feels good now. Look at him. You cute little nuggy. Okay. We are going to do round 16, and it's all decreases. You guys know how to do that. I'm counting again. I just want to make sure I'm on the right row, and I'm writing this pattern down as we go. So we're going to decrease in each stitch. And that's how we're going to close this one. But you can certainly stop here and sew it closed. Okay. Now I'm going to cut a longish string. And this is how we will close this one off. And I pulled out my little stitch marker there. I'm going to thread the tail onto a needle, a tapestry needle. And this is how you sew a circle closed and to make it look really nice at the bottom or where it's closed up. You just work the thread through the loops this way, the front loops only. And you just do that all the way around until you reach the end. There we go. And then we're going to pull that string and it's going to do its little magic trick right there. It looks so perfect. Okay, now we're going to hide our thread. We're just going to work it through. You're going to make sure that when you put it through, it looks like one of the threads in that row. So just keep it looking nice so no one ever knows where it's at. See, just blends right in. Okay, a couple more times and we're done. We can cut the tail. There we go. Alrighty. And you just kind of shape your little nuggy. The next nuggies I make will probably have a sewed bottom, I'm pretty sure. I haven't done them yet. Let's see how he fits. Ooh, 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 nice and snug. We're not done with him yet, though. Get out of there. All right. What we're going to do next is we need some black thread yarn and just a piece. And we're going to need some pink yarn for the cheeks. And we're going to give him a little personality. Okay, so we thread the black. Just a little far. Okay, we're going to pull it out where we want. We want a little mouth, a little smile between his eyes. You decide where you want, but you can look at mine for reference. And all I do is go across the same row and then down a little bit in the center. And I let my yarn catch on that. And wherever that yarn came out of, you're going to put it right back underneath that smile. And then I bring it through. And I like to, you just kind of maneuver it. If it's too tight, you just work on it. Very nice. Now, I'm going to tie the yarn together on the side. And I'm still going to use the yarn, but this is just to make it secure. And I'm going to go up and make little eyebrows. You go on one row and then you come down a little bit in a slant. And it's okay if they don't look exactly the same because it's a little nuggy and he's different. All nuggies are the same but different. Okay, so the yarn is on the side and I'm going to tie those together. It was a little tricky because the other one was kind of small, short, I should say. And so it was just a little tricky trying to tie it into a knot. But I do eventually get it. There we go. Now we're going to snip, snip. And we're going to use our scissors to hide that. You're going to punch the little knot inside and work it inside that stuffing. Yay, Nuggy. You need some blushy cheeks. Pretty much the same way we did the smile. But we're going to put the little blush marks to the outside of his eyes, underneath his eyes. And I make 2 to 3 passes over. So I do 2 right now. I go to the other cheek and I'm going to make 3 stitches in the same places for his little cheeks to be nice and puffy. And then I go back and finish that first one, add the 3rd stitch on that one. I don't know why this makes sense to me, but that's the way I do it, guys. Okay, I'm just looking at him. He looks pretty darn good. Gonna tie this pink yarn together and I'm gonna press, hide it the way I hid the black one. Okay, now we're just gonna push it into the center of the nuggy. Just work it in there. Yay! Okay, that eyebrow was a little thin and pulled kind of tight, so I pulled it out a bit. Oh, look at him. He's so adorable. Look at the little nuggy inside that. How cute. How adorable. Nuggy, nuggy. Thanks for watching, guys. Go watch some more of my videos. I think you'll like them. Here's some right here for you to choose from.